Hey, I had a bit of time. I have this small window now, so let's see what comes up. I'm gonna shuffle for 3 cards and try to make it as what, a streamlined, smooth as possible, like drinking black coffee. Because these cards that are coming out now might be a little bitter to the taste. So, there's a bit of conflict. That's what this reading is about. I'm getting the sense of a lack of clear discernment about some argument between two people who believe they're right. But I guess this is how most conflicts go, right? No one thinks they're wrong. But this is a very aggressive, true to the Aries stellium that's in the air right now at the time that I'm recording this, mid-April 2026. Very aggressive, I'm right, you're wrong. That's kind of like, hold up, babe, hold on. Both of you, okay? No one's right, but no one's wrong either. And I think so we had the Seven of Cups and Justice in reverse. Gaining some kind of clarity outside and receiving the desire to be right. That's how you can see better of the situation. Stop being so passionate about finding someone to blame and stop. That's it. Stop being so passionate about finding someone to blame and I suppose we have the 10 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. I think that harmony will best be sought through the act of considering yourself. Start simply with what you want. Start with your morals, how you work in society. Consider all of those things. And then whatever this conflict is I'm receiving will likely iron itself out. There's also just the highlighted energy of a lack of clarity, a lack of discernment, some kind of fogginess. The situation maybe seems simple, but when you really sit with it in your heart, it's like, oh, this actually feels a little bit uncomfortable and like, oh, I don't want to. We have the 6 of Cups. Maybe it digs into some very vulnerable part of yourself that you are not ready to face. And so your unreadiness to face it is making you feel uncomfortable. Maybe, who knows, maybe you might not even catch this from this reading. Please check if this resonates. If it doesn't, stop watching. We have the 2 of Swords. There's the lack of clarity again, and the Hanged Man. So, like I said, if you can just move from that place of first considering what is the best outcome for you in terms of what will make you feel safe, seen. With the 6 of Cups, it has to have you feeling some kind of like fulfilled. Whatever your options are, whatever the outcome is, make sure you so first you decide what will make you feel safest and most fulfilled. Then you fill the gap in between. What decision do you need to make from there? How would you move if you were someone who, I don't know, if you were your own friend, what would you advise yourself to do? How would you advise yourself to react in this situation? This conflict energy is very persistent, very aggressive, and maybe I'm feeling very attacky. Like maybe you're not the type of person who's used to conflict. You're not an aggressive person. And this aggressive energy that's coming at you is extremely off-putting. And maybe that in itself is what's enabling you to decide what to do. I'm getting another random one of someone trying to decide whether or not someone should be friends with someone anymore, which again should just be based on what I've said before. Consider the option of what would make you most fulfilled. Is this friendship or space that you are finding conflict in worth it, so to speak? You know what I mean? It really points to the general lack of compromise that we have as a society that I personally feel is affecting our ability to relate to each other. It's why like the dating scene is trash. I don't think we're very open-hearted with each other in general, but you do have to start with the self. And with these 2 cards, it seems like there is a need to tend to that. Something about your childhood inner self and your call to live a more fulfilling, open model life is calling and is the reason for whatever perceived lack of being able to make a decision. You know what I mean? And again, with the Justice card in reverse, all personal interpretations, please. I show these cards so that you can also do your own research and see what you feel from the symbolism of each card. But what I'm receiving, which may very well have nothing to do with Justice in reverse, I'm receiving that someone is too obsessed with winning over someone else or winning over a situation. Contrasting the energy of what I'd said, suggesting you try to be strategic about caring for yourself. But yeah, we're on the line here. We're on the line via how each of us are perceiving this Aries energy. There's this desire for sovereignty, self, me. And then there's also this desire for community, the relational factor. I feel also called to suggest looking at the self or understanding how most of your relationships are a mirror to some part of yourself. This conflict, I think, the aggression, whatever the tension and frustration is that's vibing in all of each other's lives right now. Is a mirror to some part of us, within us, or likely an opportunity to get to know some part within us that isn't known well enough. There's more to understand about ourselves relative to our hopes and dreams, our vulnerabilities, who we were as children, our relationships, the relationships that we had as children, the way we were treated by our most important figures. So not just the parents, your siblings, your aunts, your teachers. And there can also be that one random adult in your childhood experience that really changed the way you think, really affected you. So anyway, all of that. The real core of who you are. And I believe why you came into existence. Your innocence, your purity. That's what is shining its way right now. We have the 6 and the 7 of cups, with the 7 of cups being in reverse. So it's as if it's like, or rather it's important to keep in mind that the stage that you're in right now is in efforts to get a smooth ascension going. It's like you've been walking up and the path has been fine, and now you're hitting a blockage or just like a zzz, like a frizzing. I don't even know what word I'm trying to use, but it's zzz. So that's what's happening right now. But all in due time. This is considering how rare this Aries stellium is at the time that I'm recording. So I will say then, considering, just to generalize it, how intense the potential is right now. This could go either way. And I think that energy like this really, especially with this card, the 6 of Cups, it depends on your purest intention. So a guaranteed way forward is to be as pure and connected to your truth as possible, as well-intended as possible. And like I said, steer away from this obsession or potential obsession to be right, to have someone to blame. Just let it not be about that, and let the focus be mostly about the kind of person that you want to be. And consider that in all of its aspects, how you want to present yourself, how you want to feel inside, stuff like that. I want to shuffle from the intuitive tarot and leave an interpretation. Very simple. I love. That was so quick. We have the Queen of Cups. So immediately with all the cups present as well, and how this is a maternal archetype, I would lean further into suggesting that you be there for your inner child, your vulnerability. Try to be less embarrassed about having demands, I guess. Try to be less embarrassed about what you need to feel safe and emotionally secure in connection. A powerful, desirable woman who knows exactly what she wants, someone with a strong connection to the body and the emotions. Can also indicate a situation where you wish to fully offer love, but are constrained by a particular situation. The last one felt especially relevant. But anyway, I do think a solution will come out of this on its own. If by chance you watch this, it didn't resonate, then why did you do that? And if it did and you still feel a little bit like, then just wait it out. Trust your process. Believe in love and truth, and good intentions. Because what else? I'll see you in the next reading.